Welcome to another edition of Straight Shooting Sports Talk, and I'm your host, Dujane Bland, and today we're going to start breaking down some NFL matchups, and we're first going to start with the Thursday night matchup against the Chargers and the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos 11-2, Chargers 6-7. Chargers trying to stay in the fight, and the Broncos are just trying to stay ahead of the Kansas City Chiefs to try to get that home field advantage, which I think they desperately need. Now, you look at this matchup, I know there's a lot of talk about Wes Welker not being in this game. Who cares? Okay? Get off it. Did you not know they have Eric Decker? And there's tons of other talent over there. Thomas and Thomas, that ring a bell? Noshawn, Marino, Ball. Does that not ring a bell? And Peyton Manning is still the captain of the ship. Now we look at the other team, Phillip Rivers, doing a pretty good job this year, I would say. Finding a lot of guys. They're making plays over there. Defense, up and down. That's why they're 6-7. But they're facing Peyton Manning, okay? And the bottom line is, I don't care what Phillip Rivers brings to the table. That Denver Broncos defense is playing well. They're playing sound. And Peyton Manning is playing lights out. It doesn't matter whether Wes Welker is on the field or not on the field. They got other guys that can make plays. And they're going to do that. And they will be 12-2 at the end of the night. Bottom line. So, Broncos, big, and they continue the march to get a first-round bye. Well, let's quickly look at some matchups around the league. And first, we're going to start with the Eagles and the Vikings. The Eagles 8-5 ahead of the NFC East, taking on the 3-9 Minnesota Vikings. We're not really sure whether Adrian Peterson is going to play. Probably not. And I really don't think it's going to make a difference. That team's not that good over there. Eagles are on a hot streak, and they managed to get it done in the snow. Eagles in this one. We're going to look at the 49ers. Bucks, 49ers 9-4, trying to keep pace in that division with the Seattle Seahawks. Yeah, Bucks are playing some pretty good ball. I mean, despite the record, they're fighting every week, and they're giving people fits. I just don't think there'll be enough. I think with that running attack with Frank Gore, 49ers get the win there. We move on to the Seattle Seahawks, 11-2, taking on the 5-8 Giants. Giants are just terrible, okay? They look awful on offense. Their defense is sporadic and can't get it done down the stretch. That Seahawks team is amazing. We're taking the Seahawks here. Bills and Jaguars. Toss up, but the Jags are playing some tough ball. I mean, they're hanging in there. They're fighting every week. They may be coming up short sometimes, but I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to take the Jacksonville Jaguars here. I think they're the better football team right now. I think Buffalo is struggling a little bit, and I think Jacksonville is up for another win. Finally, we're looking at the Chicago Bears and the Cleveland Browns. Chicago murdered the Dallas Cowboys on Monday Night Football, and now we're back trying to keep pace in the division with the Detroit Lions there. And the controversy is whether Cutler's going to be able to come back, and if he is going to come back this week, will he start? Well, looks like it may be McCown, could be Cutler. I think they should go with McCown. Either way, I think you see that this Bears team can get the win despite the woes that they have on defense at times. This offense is moving the ball and working very well. They're clicking on all cylinders. I'm going to take the Bears in this football game here. And that is a look around the league. Now we're going to take a look at another intriguing matchup. The 9-4 Bengals, 5-8 Pittsburgh Steelers. Now you say, looking at this matchup because of the records, this is not a big matchup, but this is a huge matchup for the Cincinnati Bengals. They're going to have to keep pace, going to have to keep going to make sure they get a solid spot in the playoffs. Now, Pittsburgh Steelers are fighting. I understand there's some snitting going on over there. I really think the media is making a big deal out of nothing when it comes to what Ben Roethlisberger said in reference to Todd Haley. Look, guys, stop nitpicking and find real stories. I think we had this conversation before. Find real stories. Sick of the crap reporting. Okay? Now, when we get down to football, Ben's playing pretty well. They're finding ways to win. They haven't always been able to close the deal. I think that defense is getting old, getting slow, and getting exposed. What does that mean for this weekend? Well, guess what? They face AJ Green and a smoking hot Andy Dalton. What does that spell? Exposed, exposed, exposed. That's right. Pittsburgh Steelers are going to get exposed by this hot, fast, and potent offense of the Bengals. Andy Dalton will have another great day, and the Pittsburgh Steelers will miss out because the defense isn't doing their job, because they're old. It's not Ben Roethlisberger's fault. He's going to try to keep them in the game, but the more you pass, the more you become one-dimensional, the more those turnovers come. And I expect the Cincinnati Bengals to do just that, put so much pressure on these guys that to make that Pittsburgh Steeler offense one-dimensional and take the win, going to 10-4, continuing the march. Well, that's it for this show. We appreciate you guys tuning in. If you have something you'd like to discuss, we're getting into playoff talk. Please shoot us an email to straightshootingst@gmail.com, and we'll be glad to discuss it on the show. Any questions, anything you'd like to discuss. If you just want to talk about something, look us up on Facebook at facebook.com/straightshootingst, and we'll keep that dialogue going with you. We post stuff there all the time, and we'd love to keep some dialogue amongst the fans going. That would be awesome. Well, again, we thank you, and this is Straight Shooting Sports Talk.